I'm here. Well, I don't know that I have too much to say other than that, of course, I work out of the Mendocino and the Ukiah office. So if you're calling Congressman Huffman, then you're calling me. And I frequently hear from folks who have concerns about access. So I guess I just wanted to acknowledge that there's different pieces of what that is, and each case is unique, but oftentimes it's a general, I'm paying a lot of money for satellite and it's not working, or I'm being charged more than I agreed to, or there is nothing available in my area, or I'm hearing from a school district who's like, how do I access these funds? So I'm definitely hearing from the community. So I guess that's really all I want to say. I mean, you know a lot about the federal dollars. I'm really happy they're available. I really hope that we can see partnerships in Mendocino County come to fruition that will benefit the most number of people possible. So yeah, I think that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. And just while we're on this and federal issues, the Data Act and the Maps Act have passed several years ago, and they are intended to replace the inaccurate maps that are provider donated. I mean, the information about number of households served. And just, I think that over time, perhaps by the next quarterly meeting, we might want to get a progress report on what the FCC is doing with regard to renewing the maps and making them more accurate. And I bring this up because I know that Assemblymember Wood has a bill that probably closely tracks the MAP Act and Data Act in demanding that the data that we're using be accurate, and thought that there might be some collaboration between state and federal representatives on just providing a roadmap of what changes might be occurring with regard to more accurate data and how it plays into all of these upcoming grants.
So you said the MAP Act and the Data Act?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, they have been passed perhaps more than a year ago, but I know that the FCC is constantly suggesting that new sets of maps will be made available, and you might have some insights into that progress in 3 months' time. Thanks. And so, any questions on federal? Seeing none, I think that next would have been both the state representatives, but they're not here today, regrettably. Supervisor Williams would be next, followed by Superintendent Hutchins, if I recall correctly.
That's right. Ted, you want to throw your 2 cents worth in?
He's unmuted. No. We'll take him out of order if Michelle wants to step to the plate.
It's end of the year crunch time for schools. There's like 10 seconds left, feels like. But just to respond in terms of broadband, it was an interesting experience that really occurred with the pandemic and the forced to distance learning. I will say that the state has reacted to distance learning.
Closest.
It's okay. It has reacted to distance learning by not promoting it moving forward. They have promoted.
It's been a long-standing view of the Justice Department under both Republican and Democratic administrations.
Love technology. Yeah,
go ahead.
Put it in the drawer. Go ahead, Michelle.
They instituted independent study as the option for parents this year if they were not willing to send their children to in-person instruction. So the responsibility of providing internet to the home lessened on the schools when the state shifted from distance learning to independent study. However, we are seeing great advantages to what distance learning offered. It brought students into the realm of instruction, just like a student sitting in the classroom when they weren't able to be in the classroom. That has great benefits to students that are medically fragile, students with behavioral issues, students with mental health issues, alternative ed students that maybe are even expelled from school could electronically connect into that instructional environment. That has a lot of opportunity for schools, and we see that. However, the desire to facilitate providing internet to the home for the responsibility from the school district, I would say varies across our county. The more rural the school district, the more willing they may be to want to apply for those funds and try to provide internet to the home. Less so in our more urban schools, not that we really have urban schools, but our more populated cities. So it's kind of scattered around in terms of the feeling of, am I responsible to provide this from the school leader's perspective? I think you will see in long term, the Williams Act adjust a bit to possibly require that in time, because we are seeing more and more reliability on accessing instruction from the home, whether that's even in a tutoring setting or other after school type providing. So this is an interesting landscape that we're in, just because the state really shifted directions with providing independent study, which is not accessing instruction digitally like distance learning was. So we'll see where we move forward, and I think John and I will work on promoting those opportunities to our schools to make sure they're aware for those districts that are ready to look at providing instruction through the home. So, yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Ted, do you want to come in now? He blinked in for a moment and then he was gone again. Okay.
And it seems as though the other category of people, Brent Blazer and Darcy Antle, both had to jump off. Something must have happened, Office of Emergency Service related and Executive Office related. And as you see, Supervisor Williams is multitasking. So we'll put a pin in that one for the moment and look at the agenda again.